Hey guys, welcome back to your Women's Gear Review channel, and today we are reviewing the Osprey Sojourn Porter 30. In this review we will of course have got you covered. We're going to go through the summary, we'll go through the features, we'll pack it out, see if we can get into it. We'll do a wee fit check, comfortability test, airline test, water test, and then run through some pros and cons. And of course, as always, if there is anything that we have missed that you would like to know, then just pop us a wee comment below and be sure to get back to you. Okay, let's get cracking on with the summary. So this is priced at £160. It is a 30 litre. You got 44 by 37 by 27 in centimeters, a starting weight of 1.37 kg, and for that main fabric it is Blue Sign approved, 100% recycled, 460D high intensity nylon with ripstop DWR treatment, made without PFAS. So in terms of the shape and style, with the shape here, it does get better when you start packing it out. It's definitely something that is beefy, it is chunky, it has that flexibility on the front, but you can kind of compress it down when you do have everything you need in there with your compression straps on the outside and also on the inside. It is clean, functional, minimalistic, simple, ready and to the point with, you know, that price point, especially for like a travel backpack. I definitely feel like it fits well, especially with everything that you get with your load lifters, your hip belt, all built within this kind of system too. Osprey do offer a 30-year almighty guarantee. They also offer international shipping and returns. You can also find some of their products over on Amazon as well, which I'll leave the links below. Okay, let's get cracking on with the features. So starting off with some of the branding here, you'll have some on the front, like so. You'll find some embedded here in the hardware, bits and bobs, and then you will find it here on the straps. So starting off externally here, you can compress this like it's like a little straight jacket. You can press it on down and hide it under the bed or in the cupboard, kind of small and petite, so that whenever you are unpacking all your stuff, you can plop it away easily. So that's on both sides. These are your compression straps for the front of the bag. Now when it's not fully packed out, obviously you can see that it just starts sinking into itself naturally. These ones on the front will make more sense when the backpack is fully packed out, but you're able to just compress in the front compartment, or you could feed something through there if you wish. It just depends on how you want to use them, but it makes more sense when the backpack starts to kind of fill out. Otherwise it just looks like they're just hanging there, but they serve a great purpose indeed. So that's those. Here and here you've got one top grabbing handle and then another bottom one. Then on this side you will find one as well. It's just great for maneuvering the bag instead of grabbing onto the straps. At the very top then you will find a thicker one. This isn't great for holding for long periods of time, so it's just something to be aware of, that you're probably best grabbing onto the other ones if you are. And this is more aesthetically pleasing, I would say. If you see a little change in colour, I had this out and about and it started raining, so you can kind of see how it dries over time. On one side where your handle is, you'll find this little pocket here. So it's a mesh style pocket, and you can angle in, say, your water bottles. So this is the 750ml. You'll be able to see it whenever it is fully packed out, so you can get a better idea of that. But that just kind of slides in there, and that's where it will stay. The little pillar just helps you kind of maneuver it in and out rather than fighting for your life trying to get it in. But it's an interesting design, to say the least. But that's right beside where your handle is. Above that is going to be this little tie, kind of self-explanatory. I found return via da-da-da-da-da. And I'm guessing you can scan this and put in your details, so then if your bag is lost, it'll be able to get returned to you, hopefully. So if we open these and we look at this bit here, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 external lip holes. If you had extra straps or anything, then you could place them through there, or you could attach a carabiner here. It's just kind of up to you and how you want to use this backpack. The first pocket here, you've got 2 pillars. If you wanted to, you could find a way of linking a lock through there, or trying for a smaller one at the bottom here. You could even find a way of attaching it to this and get creative with it. But this is your top front pocket here. You've got easy clean kind of style material, nice bright interior. This is a different kind of style for a mesh pocket. Definitely has a lot of cushion to it. You've got a little pillar to help open that. You've got your key tether that is sewn in. You can plop your keys in there. A little bit of a pocket and 2 pen holders in there, and then just space. Opening this one, a little zip pocket. Again, just plenty of space here for a top grabbing kind of style pocket. Really easy, clean kind of style material. And with that flexibility, you are able to shove in like an extra hoodie if you wish. Sorry, this is where I interrupt and just say, if you do happen to have a wee gander on the website of the products we are reviewing, then we would be so grateful if you could use our links below. This is no extra cost to you and it just helps us as a team and growing our channel. What's that? Oh, you would like me to introduce you to the team so you can see who you're helping out? No bother, let's go. First up, we have our editor, Orla, our outreach manager, Orla. Oh, there is our script writer, she's shy. She's called Orla. Then we have this sexy lady for thumbnails. The main star of our reviews is the reviewer herself, Orla. And last but not least, the woman who does it all. Her name is kind of like Lorla, but it's Orla. So don't forget to click that first link to purchase your item. This one is to your main compartment. Dun, dun, dun. You have this little loophole, which kind of works well for a little bit of anti-theft. So what you can do is bring the zips on down like so, and then you can bring the other one down and you can stop that zip from opening. Gives you a little bit of time. Down, we open this up like so. You have compression straps here, which is nice in the sense that you can use these loopholes. I'm going to try to get it better. Got them all tangled. These compression straps, you've got these lip holes throughout the bag. If you want to do this, what we have going on here, lift them through. Saves you from digging around and trying to find them at a later stage. When you start packing, you realize, oh, the compression straps are underneath. You can lip them through those side loops and just have them hanging there. Or if you had a camera cube, or if you had a packing cube that you wanted to secure in a bit better, then you could use those loops to your advantage. Now on both sides you have long pockets. On this one, let me show you, it's just this kind of space. Really easy, clean material. It's not too see-through, good for liquids and things like that if you wanted to create some separation. Then on this side we have a mesh style pocket, same kind of length as the other one, but giving you a little bit of organization so you know on each side, and then maybe have your packing on the middle, your packing cubes, and then separation there. And then that is kind of the rest of the space. You've got this top pocket here, which feeds into the space if you wanted to. When you start packing it out and you use that space, then that pocket evidently is going to become smaller, so that is something to note. This has like a kind of soft feel to it. It's not fleece lined, like fluffy or anything in that sense, but a little bit of protection, and that is at the top here. You could place in a water bottle in there if you want to. Just depends on what tickles your fancy and how you pack your bag, but that is the space, and you can compress that all down. Closing this. Then if we go into this back pocket here, you've got lockable zips. This is where your laptop compartment is, and then you can even loop it through here if you wish. You just open this up right round. On one side it stops here, then it opens like so. Plenty of space in there. I will give you a measurement. Even if you didn't like pad up your laptop, you'd be absolutely grand, because there's cushion on both sides. More cushion on this side and then more like cardboard, harder on this side. But 16 by about 11. I have the 15-inch MacBook Pro 2017 that you can fit in there. And that fits in like so. I'll just remove that for a second. This is a little mesh compartment, but it's got plenty of padding in there. If you did want to add in a smaller electronic in there, then you probably could, or even a book or documents. Create some separation there, but that is in the back. Then going on to the back system here, so we've got our load lifters. So if you look at these little clips, you can attach them on and adjust that how you wish. Then on the straps themselves, they are detachable, which I'll show you in a minute. This whole system can go into the back of the bag. You've got your sternum strap, rotational, clickable close. You've got your little whistle on there as well. On the straps themselves is padded. The padding doesn't run right up to here. We'll get more into that on the fit check. The padding runs onto the hip and waist belt here. This has a clickable close, dangle stoppers, Same for the actual straps as well. You got your dangle stoppers, your little thumb puller too. Now, if you wanted to, I feel like it becomes a little bit harder whenever the bag is fully packed. So that's definitely something to be aware of when you are considering packing this bag, is probably leaving a bit of flexibility if it is something that you want to be able to stow away those straps. So you can put away your hip belt. You can pop these off and stow this completely away. Then the back system, we've got a little bit of airflow, not a lot of padding here, but a little bit of cushion to nothing like prompting the odd posture or anything like that. This is quite simple in that sense. So whilst they are closed, let's go ahead and pack this on up. Got a packing cube that is 12 by 9 by 4. On this side, I'm gonna go hairspray, body spray, face wash, sun cream, and my hairbrush. I'm gonna go tech pouch, makeup bag, bralette, socks and pants in there. Let's go hoodie here, pair of UK women's size 6 shoes. Show you with a wee extra top there. You can still definitely pack up some more if you wish. Close this. As you can see, it starts to look better when it starts filling out. Nintendo DS. Passport in here. I'll go for a book. And then I'll put my passport at the top here. Power bank and cable. Pen. An extra hoodie down at the bottom here. A lot of space here for my purse and my phone. They'll just have to sit at the top. 15-inch, because it's a little bit harder when you have your straps and things in place, so just kind of loosen that a bit. I'm closing that, and then on the side here we're going to put in the 900ml water bottle. Just gonna have to be careful of this top pocket. Kind of becomes non-existent unless we kind of prioritize it at the start. I'd love to place my headphones in there. A weight of all that, 9 kg. Okay, time for we fit check, comfortability, and see how this feels and looks on the female body. Okay, this is what the backpack looks like on me. For reference, I am 5'6". So we've got really nice a system going on here, definitely with the load lifters, the sternum strap, the hip belt here. You got a little bit of padding on that. You don't have any pockets here on the hip belt. I would have loved that if that came a bit more around as well. A little bit more padding on that. The sternum strap is fine. You got plenty of material, and then you got your wee whistle on there. Little thumb puller. This is rotational. Get it to your own fit. Love the load lifters. The only thing I will say, and if you are wearing a thinner top, is that these straps do dig. If you're wearing a jacket, you're not going to feel that as much. But for longer periods of time, say you're walking and it gets a little bit hot, then the strap is not the comfiest. It's not, I can feel it digging in. It's just a little bit rough and ready for me. But I think that's because there's such a heavy load in this. This 9 kg on my back. So if you go for it a little bit lighter, it might feel a little less of digging. But if you want to get the most out of your bag, then you might have to go as heavy as 9 kg, just depending on, obviously, if you're traveling with Airline, what their limits are for that. Otherwise, really appreciate those moments. If I didn't have the load lifters and the hip belt, I would have really struggled with comfort for the straps. But because we've got those, we can kind of take off a little bit of pressure on the straps and give that to our hips and other areas. But yep, if you're wearing a jacket, fine. If you're not, you might find that this becomes a little bit too uncomfortable over a long period of time. So for a wee airline test, this is 9 kg, reaching over my head to try and get it into that box. So just give me a minute till I try and figure out what movement is going to be best. Behind me is the replica of EasyJet, so it's a good kind of starting base for you to work with. It's not going to fit as a personal item. I mean, if you wanted to be creative with it when it's not fully packed, maybe, but I would definitely be using this as your carry-on. Now for EasyJet carry-on, let me get back to you, okay? I don't want this to be a whole me having a mental breakdown trying to get this over my head and into the box, so you gotta trust. Okay, my verdict is, as it's packed right now, with this front, you're not gonna be able to get that in. I will put the measurements against what EasyJet have for their carry-on, so you can weigh up your pros and cons for that. But just as it is fully bulked out and getting the most out of it, it's going to be a little bit too big for the requirements for EasyJet, but of course you can go ahead and try and get away with it. Sometimes they're like, yeah, that's fine, da 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 da. Sometimes they do check. I think because you've got that flexibility though, so say I rocked up with this and they were like, okay, fit it in, I would go ahead and empty what I had in this front pocket just to be a little bit more flexible with it, and then maybe stow away your straps and stuff. But otherwise, give or take, depending on how you feel and on the day, you could probably get away with it, but just something to be aware of. You can weigh it up with the dimensions yourself. For a water test, this is grand for a light drizzle. If you're running for shelter, I wouldn't be getting caught in an absolute torrential downpour for long periods of time. Okay, time for some pros and cons. Pro number one is that I definitely appreciate the load lifters, the sternum strap and the hip belt, especially if you are carrying a little bit heavier. I love the external compression straps. It just really helps for fitting it into smaller spaces as well. But also if you wanted to add on to the front of this, then you could go ahead and do that. I also like the fact with this compression straps that you can completely compress it down and stow it away effectively. I really loved the lockable zips, the kind of price range for everything that you get with this backpack. It's quite simple to the point. You still got all the kind of organization pockets that you really need. On that though, kind of bouncing to a con here, is that I noticed when packing that I was actually lacking a little bit of space for, as you would have seen, maybe my phone and my wallet to fit in a bit easier, but maybe that's just switching up the kind of packing form. And also I would have loved like a secret pocket in the back here. Really love that they've implemented things that are great for anti-theft for those zips, but a wee secret pocket would have done justice, because I had to put the passport in the front there whilst it's still lockable. Maybe just something a little bit more secured. I would definitely say the load that you are packing this out to, whilst you have those support implemented throughout, it might just get over a long period of time a little bit uncomfortable, especially with the back system. You do have a little bit of air ventilation, but in terms of like padding and all that, there isn't a lot going on there. Do let me know below your pros and cons, what you like, what you don't like, what works for you. If you have this backpack, how long have you had it for, what do you use it for? I love to know everything that you love and dislike about these backpacks below. So that is the end of our review. We hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, then why not consider joining the channel and hitting that subscribe button. If you do happen to have a wee gander over on their website and you're thinking about purchasing this bag or any other products, then we'd be forever grateful if you could use our links below. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.